Hey guys, welcome back to another League of Legends video. I am Ice Cream Birdie and today I will be talking about Sion. This is the Sion guide video I promised you a long time ago that I just recently talked about. And I can't stretch this enough, I can't talk about it enough. This is my personal build, it's my personal opinion on how to build and how to play him. So if you disagree, please leave a comment and tell me what I did wrong or what you thought at least. And we can have a discussion about that. And without further ado, I would go back to the build and we'll start about what you should be leveling up first. If you are in a really bad matchup, if you know you're gonna get poked a lot, you know you're gonna take a lot of damage, I recommend taking W. Not alone does your W do quite a good damage with my runes and masteries, I will talk about later. And if you start W level 1, you start from level 1 already stacking the passive on it, and so you can get more bonus health. Bonus maximum health, which is really good because it's also stacked with the damage on your W, so that's pretty good idea. But there's also better options you can do than take W. If you are in a matchup you feel like you're gonna win, I would probably start Q. And Q because the CC and the damage on all his abilities is insane, but the Q is really good. Again with my masteries and runes, and Q is a little bit hard sometimes if you haven't played Sion a lot. You don't know, you can miss time when you can reactivate the Q and when you cannot, because I almost always know when I can do it, and I almost get the stun every time. You can't get the knockup, it's taking too long. Then you really you can do that after, you can do that in the combo, but in the beginning you're probably only gonna get the stun, if not even only getting a little slow on them. But you're getting damage on them nonetheless. And if you are in a ranged matchup, I would probably take E. Your E damage is really good. And of course, every time you start with that ability, you should also max it. So, but E deals a lot of damage. And you are using out of minions, shuffling minions into others and the enemy champions, and it's dealing a lot of damage. So, pretty good ability. And the combo on Sion is like your ultimate in as soon as you get level 6, look for ganks in some other lanes like mid lane, bot lane if you have teleport ready, because your ultimate is so impactful and it does a lot of damage and it knocks them up, stuns them. And the combo is like ultimate, then you use your Q, try to get it as high as possible, and while you are doing Q you can actually activate W, which is really good. You can activate W when you walk, when you are doing Q. When you've done that, your W should be off so you can reactivate it and deal the damage. And then you can use an E to finish off. Or you can also, if you're chasing people down, use E, then Q. That's really good in the laning phase. Like, use an E on minions so you are guaranteed to land your Q on them. And while you again are charging up your Q, you can activate your W. And that's actually really good. That's a solid combo in the laning phase, so I can recommend doing that. That never fails. And my masteries and runes, we'll start off with my masteries. It's 0, 12, 18, because you really want that tankiness so you can get real tanky, or at least that's what I'm playing. You could of course go damage, but and of course I'm taking a String of Ages just to get that extra health so I can do more on my W, because I am just saying no matter if I'm a good or bad matchup, I'm learning W first. So that's why it's like something I really like to do. And the runes is Red's the magic and armor penetration. It's a special rune, so there is magic and armor penetration in each one, and then that you're going 9 of course. Armor per level, yellows. Magic persist per level, blues, and magic and armor penetration again in quints. And I'm doing that just because you don't need damage on Sion, you don't need AD, you don't need AP, flat AD, anything of that, because the basic power, the basic damage on his abilities are so high. So just by going penetration on it, I'll do a lot more damage, and it's working for me. I can't tell you if it's gonna work for you, but that's just like how I like playing him. So it's pretty good in my opinion. again, I can't stretch it enough, and I know it's gonna annoy people as fuck, but that's just how it is. And my build for him is like, there's, of course, if you're playing versus a full AD team or full AP team, there's these things you can change. I will show that. Like, I always start, almost no matter who I'm playing against, except if it's a really hardcore magic damage dealer in the top lane like Ryze or Rumble, then I will always go Frozen Heart, if not versus one of them. And then, of course, depends on how much CC they have, or if they're full AD or full AP team, or a lot of AP team. Then you go either Victorious Threats or Ninja Tabi, and you of course know when and why. For that, I don't need to explain that. Then I will almost always go either GA or Deadman's Plate as the next item, and I go GA like always on this build, no matter who you're playing against, because the armor and magic resist you get from it is really good. Deadman's Plate just good, gives health, stacks up with his W, and you get a movement speed buff when you're running around. And the new Warmox, great on him, give him more cooldown, which is really great. The passive on Warmox is really good. The basic, the flat health you're getting from it also just synergizes with him perfectly. Now here is what will really make the difference of if you're going versus an AD team or AV team. Are you getting Thornmail or you're getting Banshee's Veil? And that's like the only difference there is. If you're playing versus full AD, you go, of course, go Frozen Heart, Ninja Tabi, Deadman's Plate, GA, Warmox, and Thornmail. If it's more AP, you go, of course, Banshee's Veil and Mercury Threats. And if they just have CC, you go Mercury Threats. Only Ninja Tabi if they are full AD. Else I will always, or again, there's also matchups. But mostly Mercury Threats, just because you can't get CC for as long because of the tenacity passive that has. So it's really good. So it really depends on what the matchup is and how the overall the team is, because this is like Sion is a team champion. Like, you really like playing for the team of the champion when you play tank in general. So that's why I'm kinda always built for the team. So if I build Banshee's Veil, is so I can get CC with Mercury Threats, so, and Thornmail so I can take more hits. So it's, and GA, and I can't stretch, I can really not say that too much that you're getting flame for this build. Trust me, I got so much flame for this build, and it's like, I was like, why are you flaming me? That it's just like, it's that build, and there were enemy team flaming me, and because I was losing early game, I still won the game. So it was fucking hilarious. But I don't know why you have to flame people for their builds, but this is just how I build him, and this is how I like playing him. And test it out for yourself, normal game. You can also do it rank. I will say testing out in ranks is always better because you take it more serious and it's more competitive than a normal game. So if you really want to get better to the game, I would go new things in rank, just because it's getting a better idea on how good you are or how well you're doing with it. And that's basically it. So if this guide helped you in any way, please like it, and if it didn't, dislike it, and leave me a comment on telling me why and what I can do better and what I can't do better. And don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, and you can go on G2A with my links and get some games cheaper with using my link and helping me out that way as well. So if you are into some new games, go to G2A and check it out. And thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you in the next video. Stay icy.